look at it. Got to be real again. That's what we're talking about. Hey, on the show, we got ourselves here. My job depends on AG, which AG stands for agriculture. Here in the Central California area, we have a lot of farmers that just right there that grows everything that you can imagine here in Central California. And there's a story behind it. What the farmers do for us as people living in the metropolitan areas, as metropolitan people, we think, let's go to the store. Let's just go to the freezer. They got it, or buy it off our shelves. It just comes naturally. But behind the scenes, we're going to interview us about the agricultural and tell exactly what is behind the scenes about connecting the dots to our agriculture. So next to my left, which is your right, which is Steve Malanca with Max Equipment Inc. Steve, welcome to our show today.
Thank you for having us, Albert.
Thank you so much. My wife and I say thank you for joining us on our show.
Nice
and tell us about My Job Depends on AG, agriculture.
Yes, we here in the central San Joaquin Valley are very dependent on agriculture. And a few of us in the agribusiness out in the western Fresno County towns of Fireball and Dos Palace wanted to create a visual to get people to realize what it takes to put that food in a grocery store. It's not just a process.
You're right. You had that. Come on, bring that over here.
And so what we did in the fall of 2013...
I'm going to hold this up while you talk. He showed this to me here earlier, folks. You keep on talking. I'm just going to show this. Michael, can you help us out with this camera here? I want people to see this.
What we did in the fall of 2014 with the help of the California Water Coalition and the Westlands Water District, we picked one crop. That crop's alfalfa. And we invited every piece of equipment that it takes to generate a bale of alfalfa to come back in the field and take a picture to show how many jobs are available if a farmer has water. And so there's the media is got their statistics, and one of them that we think is wrong, and we're trying to prove them wrong, is that the ag business is only 2% of the economy, and that's usually
that's wrong. That's usually straight out wrong. Call it what it is.
Yeah, when you look at a picture like this and you see fertilizer companies, tractor companies, car dealerships, seed companies, and just the list goes on and on. Petroleum companies provide all these products so that the farmer can get his job done. It encompasses a huge amount of people. So we came up with a decal to give ourselves an image so that when we're driving around, if somebody recognizes this decal, they realize that there's some people in agriculture around here, and that's how that food gets to the market. So.
Now, speaking of decal, that's the one right behind us right here, right now, isn't it?
Yeah. It simply
Michael,
says...
give a shot of that decal out there. Look at this.
It simply says, my job depends on ag. And 2 months ago, we generated this thing and put it on Facebook. Eric's going to talk about that a little bit.
Eric Wilson created that, which is coming up on the show here.
And he was the founder of the Facebook page, and we are asking people that have anything to do with agriculture to post what they do, take a picture, tell us where you are, and let people know that aren't familiar with ag how many people right under their nose are involved in agriculture. And Eric will get into it, but the Facebook page truly is for people that are curious to know where their food comes from. And so we've been very successful in 2 months. We've sold almost 10,000 of these decals up throughout the state of California.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That is great.
And
this is good.
And people are starting to see them all over now. So the message is getting out, and we appreciate being on shows like this to tell our story. So we're scratching the surface, and a lot of people are in the ag business feel that there's a little bit of unity taking place where we can all...
just a little bit, you know. I mean, but you're right. People want to know exactly what's in their food, what's going on, what's it all about.
And it takes water. Every crop that we grow in the valley here takes water, and we hope that one of our main messages is to get the word out that we depend on water here, and hopefully the state of California can figure out to make it beneficial for everybody, including us and farmers.
Yes. And you're also going to the tasting show today?
The Fresno Food Show we've been invited to this afternoon. Eric and I will be over there, and we're going to be in a booth with an organic dairy products from Carmen, Organic Pastures. They've invited us to come.
Yes, Organic Pastures, okay.
And we'll be there tonight meeting a few people at the show.
Going out there. And folks, if you're interested in buying or acquiring one of these labels up there, going out there, because it depends on AG. I mean, you're absolutely right, Steve. One farmer, the statistics, 2% of the economy. I don't believe that.
Yeah, there's a lot of rest of us that the farmer supports that we're just trying to point out to people.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right.
it's just the community, their family, their city, their county. I mean, everybody has their part to play.
That's right. Yep, it affects everybody. In our Facebook page, Eric will talk about it, but we've had ladies that own a flower shop in New Mexico thank us for being farmers in California because the flowers in her flower shop come from California farmers.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that comes here from...
So that's just one small example of how many people depend on ag.
Well, ladies, if you're watching the show, Steve and everybody on the whole community says you're welcome. That's what it's all about. It's all about connecting the dots. I mean, it's worldwide here, folks, isn't it?
It's a global situation. That's
Central
right.
California,
That's right.
we're all just providing a lot worldwide, but a lot here in our nation, and people don't realize that the water is affecting us.
We need the water.
That's
right.
it. Pray. Everything's happening, and it's going to happen. We're just going to believe that and receive that. This is good. This is good. Now, with all these people, this picture was amazing. What you showed with how it involves everybody getting in there. And you said it started off with just one farm,
One crop.
one crop.
We're just talking about alfalfa.
Okay,
And
I'm going to bring this picture up again. Share that story, what you said to me earlier about this.
California grows 200 different crops in the state. We're in a region in a region that has a great Mediterranean climate that allows us to grow many different crops that you can't grow in the rest of the country. And with this one particular picture here, we're showing the different types of companies that help a farmer grow that crop. And irrigation companies, well drilling companies. There's hay balers that bale the hay. They squeeze the hay and pick it up and put it on trucks to haul to the dairy. You've got tractors running discs to till the ground once the crop's done. Land planes to level the fields to make sure the water irrigation is done as efficient as possible. And petroleum companies that bring the diesel to all the vehicles that need to be operated. There's a car dealership that sells pickups to the farmers when they're making money. They're spending it in the car dealerships. Insurance companies provide the insurance for the vehicles that you see out there on the page. And the list goes on and on and on. So we thought it was a great visual, and it's just one crop.
And this works out great. This really works out great a lot, folks, because it's just, if you saw that picture, it's all about connecting. Connecting. That's just one farm. And you guys experiment on that. And now we're going Central California. Now you guys are reaching out all throughout California right now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're trying to unite the ag community to somehow we can educate the non-ag people where their food comes from and how it's made, and to let them know that we do also grow the safest food in the world.
Yes.
They're very stringent on our rules and regulations here, and you can feel comfortable eating a cantaloupe from western Fresno County because there's nothing wrong with it.
I love hearing this. And we want to do more shows like this. Definitely. I'm throwing it out there right now. We want an AG show.
Yeah.
Put it on here where more people come together. Get on Facebook. You want an opportunity, come to here to Fresno. Get on this show and share us your story. Everybody has a story and their part to play in this community. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Wow, this is good. Well, hey, we got Teresa coming up here right after that. Is there anything else you want to share before we pass it on?
Well, we just want to thank you for the opportunity to have a chance to tell our story here, and we encourage people to share with your friends about us, and if people are curious to know where their food comes from, you're hearing it from the producers that actually do the work. It's the truth, and we just wanted to share a story.
That's it. And this is heart to heart. This is real. This is keeping it real from the heart. There is no middleman. There ain't no media telling us about the hype. It's just real, down home, connecting the dots, networking, what we can do as a community. Unity in the community, we call this.
We're all in it together.
Hey, but before we go, tell us about your Max Equipment. What is it you do?
We're a farm equipment dealership in Kerman that has a business plan dealing with orchard and vineyard equipment. And we have a retail store there in Kerman and one in Tranquility. And we just have a customer base that we deal with on sales, parts, and service. And try to help them make a good crop.
And that's
So,
the best part, customer
yeah.
service. Being your
Yeah.
friend, being a family member, it doesn't matter. Just treat people with respect because they'll always come back for business.
Yep. The farmers not going anywhere. They have a piece of ground. They're staying right there.
That's
So,
it. It's all unity in the community. Hey, folks, this is Steve Malanca with Max Equipment, Inc., and he's with My Job Depends on AG. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Albert.
Thank
you
you
very
Steve.
much.
Thank
Very nice.
you. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned. We're going to have Teresa coming up, share some more stuff.